This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
Welcome to the Barbados 3 afternoon update for Wednesday, June 17th. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Thanks for joining us. We begin with news from the floor of Parliament. Opposition leader Mia Motley is calling for a sit-down with government to discuss the economic problems facing the country. In her contribution to the budget debate last night, Motley made it clear that the country could not remain a victim of the current situation. She made the comments as she knocked the Frandl-Stewart administration for what she described as the torture being inflicted on residents with an additional $200 million in taxes.
We don't pretend that things will be great overnight, but we do know that better is demanded of us and that we are capable of better as a country. And we do know we are on the wrong path. And that's why I ask for us to meet on the refinancing and those other matters. Because when people die or when people get stricken with a stroke or when people emigrate, you are now having social problems compounding economic problems, and you carry us into an abyss that makes it more difficult for us to recover.
In the meantime, she is calling on residents to hold strain, saying that there is nothing wrong with the country but a broken government.
And I ask Bajans that in spite of all the lashes and the licks you are taking, do not give up hope on this country. This country has been good to us. This country has given us a quality of life that most other countries could not have given us on 166 square miles. And it is unfortunate that many more are not prepared to stand up and back for Barbados at this difficult time. This is not because of global international conditions. This is because a government continues to make the wrong decisions over and over and over. Taxing a population in 2008 to bring it back to growth, and you come last night again and double the level of taxation to bring it back to growth. And when you see the extent to which persons are being asked to carry load and others are being given a free ride to heaven, then you begin to wonder, can there be justice in this country anymore?
Simply depressing. That's how Member of Parliament for St. John, Mara Thompson, is describing the length of time it's taken for the polyclinic in her constituency to be completed. And in her contribution to the debate this morning, she placed the delay squarely on the shoulders of the opposition Barbados Labour Party.
I've heard all the comments about the opposition asking for updates on the St. John Polyclinic. There's no one more distressed by the problem in which St. John finds itself with regard to that project, where we are now at the mercy of the Honourable Member for Christchurch South. It has me downright depressed. But I have to ask, as I do all the time, why are we here now? Why are we looking for a St. John Polyclinic to be completed in 2015 or in 20-anything? This should have been done. My predecessor should have been dealing with the former member from Christchurch South over this project. I should be on to the next project by now.
Meantime, Social Care Minister Steve Blackett says a number of facilities are now being prepared to house the poor and vulnerable in the country.
We are now expanding our elderly daycare offerings with the soon-to-be-open George Donner Center in the Pine. Refurbishment is ongoing as I speak and will provide care for a number of our aged folk to the range of services to enhance the ministry's active aging policy that is now well entrenched. And we are going further and completely refurbishing the Lancaster House facility to accommodate fire victims, and that work is also ongoing as I speak. To bring that building back into operation to provide accommodation, temporary accommodation for our fire victims. And ensuring that the society looks out for the poor and vulnerable, my ministry through the Child Care Board continues to build out the the Nightingale Home facilities with the assistance of the Barbados Children's Trust.
Minister Steve Blackett there speaking in Parliament this morning. In other news, the University of the West Indies has welcomed the government's promise to financially support low-income Barbadian students. Principal Professor Udin Barito says since the introduction of the new tuition fee last August, which required students to pay 20% of their tuition cost, enrollment numbers have dropped to levels which threaten the institution's viability. But now she is especially delighted that the pledge for support comes at the start of a tenure, as it coincides with ongoing efforts at Keville to encourage current and prospective students not to abandon their tertiary education. In sports, former champions Wilkie, Cumberbatch Primary and Milton Lynch are through to the semi-final round of the BICO-sponsored National Sports Council's Primary Schools Football Competition. Wilkie Cumberbatch, who last won the title in 2013, brushed aside Hillaby Tunnels Hall 2-1 in yesterday's quarterfinals, while Milton Lynch move ahead after defeating Cumberbatch 1-0.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Dangerous son, anytime. This is Raspilly, and me well versatile. Anytime me drop, you know me drop it in a style. Whether raga soca or whether broke wine, the girls then come to me because they know me have the style. Whoopax, you don't know Raspilly the place.
Yeah, people, long time now you want to be a superstar, and right now you got the chance. Because Barbados, they got their superstar crossover competition. All you gotta do is write your lyrics, set up your video, send it into them, and you got a chance to win up to $15,000 in prizes. You know that easy. Whoop-a! Yes, I go on Facebook, Barbados Today/Facebook. You go check it out. People got to think they're rolling for you, so do your thing. You don't know. Whoop-a! Yes, I.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
To regional happenings now in Guyana, the new Security Minister, Kemraj Ramdachan, says he is deeply concerned that the country's police force is being portrayed in a negative light. And he says measures must be put in place to maintain the credibility of the force. His comments follows allegations of extrajudicial killings by some members.
Minister of Public Security Kemraj Ramdachan said he's most concerned about the alleged involvement of some members of the Guyana Police Force in the extrajudicial killings. Police informant Lennox Wayne, called Two Colors, made some sweeping revelations in the press recently. Wayne is now behind bars awaiting trial for the murder of Lusignan cosmetologist Ashmini Hariram.
Most concerned. But I must say that in my conversation with the Commissioner of Police, there have been developments that the person making the allegation, although it's a very serious allegation, will have to be, looked at as a person who have been in the criminal activities for a while. And so we have to be very cautious as to what was said. But if we can get corroboration and things like that, it could mean that our police force had a very serious department there dealing with extrajudicial killings. It will be a further piece of evidence to tarnish the quality of our police force.
And on the international scene, officials in North Korea say the country is facing its worst drought in a century, sparking fears of worsening food shortages. According to reports, the main rice-growing province have now been badly affected, and more than 30% of rice paddies are patching up.
The state media in North Korea, the Korean Central News Agency, says that, quote, great damage is being done to agriculture there. Rice paddies should be covered in water if the rice is to grow to fruition and be harvested, but they're dry there. It is significant that the North Koreans are saying that. It indicates that the problem is real and that they may want help.
And that report brings us to the end of our afternoon updates, but you can join us again this evening. Until then, remember to log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media, in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 on 9 TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.